And this book changed their life. They were barbaric tribes. They became the most civilized people on earth. And all of you know that when the Prophet ﷺ, he sent his ambassador to the king of Persia, Kisra or Khosrow. You know what the king of Persia said? Oh, what brought you? Why did you come? You want wheat? You want flour? You want date? Because that's what normally you Arabs come for. But this time the ambassador said, no, Rustam. He's talking to the commander. No, Rustam. نحن قوم ابتعثنا الله لنخرج العباد من عبادة العباد إلى عبادة رب العباد ومن ضيق الدنيا إلى سعة الآخرة ومن جور الأديان إلى عدل الإسلام. Rib'i said, Ibn Amr, he said, Rustam, what you are saying, yes, that was before. We used to be like that. But today, we are not the same people whom you knew before. People are raised, born again, okay? We are raised by Allah to bring out the people from worshiping one another to the worship of the creator of man, creator of the heavens and the earth. And from the narrowness of this mundane and worldly life to the vastness of the hereafter. And from the tyranny and the oppression of man-made religions to the justice of Islam. These beautiful words came out from the mouth of Rib'i because he was another person, completely different. Islam changed him. So the topic, O Ummah of the Qur'an. This Qur'an changed the Arabs, and they got rid of all these ills, and they softened. The Prophet ﷺ, the same Arabs, before the Prophet ﷺ, before Islam, they were alcoholic, eating the dead animals, burying their daughters alive. The same Arabs, they are saying, the Prophet ﷺ gave us a nice maw'idah, exhortation, a speech, a moving speech, that our hearts were leaving, jumping out from their place. And our eyes started shedding tears. So we felt that the Prophet ﷺ is telling us goodbye. You see how softened their hearts became? What softened their heart? What softened the hard hearts of the companions? This book. Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu, all of you know that how he became a Muslim. He was looking to kill the Prophet ﷺ. This book changed him. The seerah, in his biography we read, they said he had 2 black lines on his face, Umar. 2 black lines on cheeks. Why? Because of his constant crying. There were 2 canals, 2 grooves, 2 traces, dark lines of the tears on his cheek. How softened his heart became, very soft. If you say to Umar, Fi Allah ya Umar, he falls down on his knees. It is this book that changed Umar ibn Khattab. Now, where is the chain in our life? This book, Allah said, had He revealed it or sent it down upon a mountain, that mountain would have crumbled down. لو أنزلنا هذا القرآن على جبل لرأيته خاشعا متصدعا من خشية الله. If this book is sent down upon a mountain, this mountain will crumble, turn into powder. But our hearts today are very, very hard. And we read it and we don't cry. We read it for barakah. We put it in the car to protect the car from the thieves. We put it under the head of the child. But do we follow what is inside? As one of our mashayikh said, you go, you find a Muslim selling haram, and you see Quranic ayah, قُلْ هَذَا مِنْ فَضْلِ رَبِّي. This is from the bounties and blessings of my Lord. And then another ayah. This is typical, selective, choose. Those ayahs were selected. وَلَئِن شَكَرْتُمْ لَأَزِيدَنَّكُمْ. This is by default, but anyway. If you are grateful, I will increase you. See? Increase you what? Another branch, another shop. That's what he wants. If you are grateful, then I'll have another shop, a third shop, a series of shops. Or we read the Quran when somebody died. Not only this, brothers and sisters, can you imagine that the Quran became an evil omen in the life of Muslims? You know, evil omen. You know, it is shirk, of course. If you know the owl, if you see the owl, you say, oh, if the owl landed in someone's house, oh my God, somebody's going to die. See? So that's evil omen. Or if someone, his eye is flickering, you know, a nerve is flickering, say, oh my God, something is going to happen. Evil omens. The Quran became an evil omen now in the life of Muslims. Maybe you don't have this here, but we have it in the Arab world. You know, in the Arab world, broadcasting, television, they start in the beginning with the Quran. A sheikh will recite for barakah. But immediately after the recitation, there will be music immediately. It will be followed with music after that. And before closing down the programs, before the shutdown, also Quran. So in the beginning and the end, Quran. In between, anything. Everything to please the shaitan. So people are programmed mentally that you hear the Quran at this time and this time. Any time in between, if you hear the Quran, that means someone died. And this one who died must be a president, a ruler, someone important, not any man. So immediately, if the Quran on the television say, A'udhu Billah, what happened? Who died? Who died? It became an evil omen, the Quran, in the life of Muslims. And because of this, brothers and sisters, this ummah is humiliated. We are humiliated. We are over 1 billion, but we are weightless, like the froth, like the scum. We have no weight. Why? We deserted this book. We neglected this book. When we know that this book, it's the one who changed the people. Our strength inside. If we want to gain back our glory and the might, is we have to come back here to the book of Allah. The Prophet ﷺ said, I left two things among you, the book of Allah and my sunnah. If you hold them, adhere yourself to them, abide by their teachings, you will never go astray till you meet me on the fountain, the Kawthar. This Quran is the word of Allah. Allah spoke it, and it will go back to Allah. You know this? Do you know, brothers and sisters, towards the end of time, people will get up in the morning and they will not find anything inside. Nothing. Blank. Not only from the book, and also to be taken out from the hearts, from the breasts. It will go back to Allah. It's the only book, brothers and sisters. Have you ever found a book challenges its reader? Have you ever found a book? It is challenging the reader. It is telling the reader, it tells the reader, go and find any mistake. I challenge you. Have you found a book like that? No way. This book, yes, challenges the reader.